All right, what's up, guys? I'm JS Garrett, and I'm back here with my good friend L the Alchemist to talk about some new rituals that he's developed, as well as some new breakthroughs that he's made in radionics. How you doing, brother?
Good, bro. How you been?
No, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's been a crazy couple of months, but I'm on top of things, man. Things are going good.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it's always progression forward, no matter the blockage or the obstacle. And
Yep.
yeah, a lot of these, rituals, when because you've been going through a couple different situations and lots of these rituals that I've just been able to be blessed by the spirits to be able to kind of teach me throughout my years of just different studies and then working, path working as the individual ones. And yeah, I know there was a energy, you're kind of talking about kind of a little bit lower energy. And so I remember just doing the black web ritual of Lugal Vita Burr, his armor. And, I've had some pretty wild feedback. And what you had to say was really awesome. And yeah, I'd love to hear everything that happened, that night and the day after with that armor.
Yeah. Okay, so you hit me up. You told me you had like a new experimental ritual that you wanted to try out on me called the Black Web of Armor. Is it Black Web of
Yeah,
Armor?
Black Web Armor is honestly good.
All right.
It's Lugala Vita Burr, but I always freaking dude, his name is too big to be in the title, but he's turned.
Yeah, and I don't let many people do magic on me. I definitely don't let many people experiment on me. But I was just like, all right, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not gonna do anything that's gonna fuck me up. Yeah, so let's I'm gonna go for this. I could use it right now anyhow. And you told me when you were gonna do it, and it was like later. It was the day that you did it. It was like later the evening that you did it. I started feeling like really amped up. I was like, man, I feel really fucking good, like I had some pep in my step and I felt physically stronger than normal, and felt just like I do after like a deification rite or something like that, where I've just got like tons of energy and feel stronger than normal and in like an extremely good mood. Some really jacked up shit had just happened recently, and that just all of a sudden didn't bother me anymore. I was just like real focused and motivated, and just had a ton of energy. And I was like, man, it's got to be that ritual that he did. There's no other explanation for that. And then you hit me up about doing something that you called the Juggernaut ritual. And so after the first one, I was like, hell yeah, man, yeah, you can try it. Check this shit out too. And yeah, things. I was still going through some heavy shit at that point, and I went to sleep. It was like after it was like the night after you performed it, I went to sleep, and then woke up the next day feeling like, I mean, just like 10 times more focused and driven and energetic. And it was just like it totally doubled down on the first working that you did for me, and I've been nonstop ever since. I normally do the deification right for myself on a fairly regular basis, just to keep myself going, because doing the amount of ritual work that I do every month, yeah, like I mean, you have to do something to replenish that energy.
Yeah.
In order to physically function. It used to be like I'd do like one of these crazy sacrificial rites, and it might take me a week to feel normal again and recover from it. So I would
Yeah.
have to do things like that for myself to replenish that energy and be able to function. And I haven't done that ritual for myself since you did these two workings for me, just because I kind of want to see like how long it'll last.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, I mean, those are the only things that I can even put on par with the deification, right? As far as like how it makes you feel physically. It's like it gave me a lot of physical energy, and I'm gonna say mental clarity too. Like because at the time you did that, I don't know, I just had like a lot of shit coming at me. I felt like a kid with ADD or something. I was like having trouble, focusing and figuring out what to focus on the most. Just kind of like bouncing around all over the place. And since then, I've just been like really focused and driven. I've felt really good physically, and you really do feel like you have like a shield of armor around you. So I mean, I still don't know exactly what these rituals entail that you did. but I can say that they work. They definitely work very well.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you. It's awesome to hear how you said after the black web armor, you were able to be like more efficient and just kind of sharper, because
Yep.
Lugal being a bird, like his traits are to help make you execute things proficiently and stay focused, like hardcore driven and focused on task. And so, like, I mean, that's the reason why I started working on him in the first place. And after a few years, it's like a part of his essence, because there's a concoction him and I put together. Really, him through me, but him and I, and it's the black web itself. So there's actual. I think I sent you a bottle of the oil, and then there's the web. And the web is definitely a big sticky mess that looks like a crazy goo, but that is the encompassment of the armor. And it just, like, when you use that in a ritual or something, or the oil or whatever the case, I mean, it's an added bonus to that efficiency and making sure you're getting everything done on your list, and not just your list on like getting work done. It's getting your hobbies done, and then any physical thing you have to do for your body, stretching, workout, whatever. And it, to me, like with that armor, as you keep working with it, it helps you get this balance of juggling of all the things that you like. So it's like you can live your life synergetically, being focused with that efficiency. And so that's the armor hits at that. And that juggernaut, like I was telling you beforehand, and I'm going to talk a little bit more on radionics on our next podcast. But I mean, to keep my energy going, I was just using the vampire boxes, which were working tremendously, but it didn't feel like it felt like it was like a low constant energy. I mean, you could feel it, but I could go to sleep with that on. The Vamped one up, that thing is like 6 hours. In all honesty, I mean, like it's been very difficult to turn it off. Like, you want to turn off 6 hours before you go to bed. And I mean, 100%. Otherwise, you're wired and you're up, and it's hard to fall asleep. And it's almost like I'm drinking a little bit of caffeine, but like that's my caffeine source now.
I've noticed that it's more powerful than the original vampire box, and that's really what I was going for whenever I kind of had the idea for it and talked with Doc Mulder. I was like, let's make a super vampire box, like a big fucking vampire box, and and that's that's the prototype that he sent me. It had four input plates wired into one single output plate, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is what I was thinking, and so I printed out 4 pictures of different MMA fighters and put them on there with myself. And I've noticed the same thing. Like, you have to turn it off several hours before you go to sleep. And sometimes I'll forget and I'll leave it turned on, and I'll like wear myself out and be tired, and I'll lay down trying to sleep for the night or for the day usually. And like, I'll sleep for like 2 or 3 hours and I'll wake up wired and like can't go back to sleep. I'm like, what the hell? I'm just like, oh yeah, fucking vampire box, and I have to go turn it off. And it's not even enough to just turn it off. Like, you got to take the pictures off of it too. It's
wow.
like, yeah, I mean, these radionics boxes, I mean, there's radionics boxes that don't even use electricity.
Yeah.
It operates off the crystal power, I guess, and the energy of the operator. But the electricity is what makes it like really, really badass. And I'll have to actually take my picture out of that machine, otherwise it'll continue to work even though I flip the switch, turned off. But
wow, every time I talk to you, I'm learning something new, dude. Like, that right there is, I have to pull myself out of the box, because that's the one thing. Even when I've been trying to sleep, even when it's off for a few hours, I'm still up, and that makes total sense, because I have a triangle organite, a couple of those pieces, and like one of them is actually the hub for the Blacklight Fire of Olympus, which is the Blacklight Fire that I did the group ritual for, and that's actually another rite that I have available, where I put the person's themselves there on the output. Actually, really what it is charging up the Blacklight Fire of Olympus with the Radionics box for 30 days. And then I place that energy into the person and whatever it is like they're trying to build up on fire, whether it's a workout or staying focused or whatever it may be. And it's just that blue astral fire that will be placed within them to burn them with that fire and passion. And it's also a fire that when you do things to better like your life, it gets a little bit brighter and it's almost addicting to just keep getting better and better. So it's not just like a thought process, it's an actual feeling that you get by executing shit. You're like, fuck yeah. And it just makes you want to keep powering, like doing better. And sorry, that kind of threw that. That was just totally random. But yeah, those boxes, just pulling everything and keeping things turned on, man. Like I just like the bloody nose. I realized that too. I had two boxes going on, and one of them was a Genesis, and the Genesis in and of itself is more than enough, man. And like 6 hours of that, and you're like, oh God, So
Yeah. Unfortunately, my new Genesis box was stolen from me, so I've got Doc building me a new one right now. But yeah, I mean the original Genesis that he sent me is still upstairs. It's still working, still badass. And then he came up with the Genesis 2.0 specifically for evocation. But I mean before it was stolen, like I had experimented with it, kind of like a vampire box, to like juice myself up. I'd like print out like a picture of a thunderstorm or go take like a picture of a horse or something and put it on there. And yeah, that's definitely the most powerful machine we have. And they'll be available here again really soon. This logo behind me is no more. The Lawless Metaphysics logo. That website is no longer exists. My business partner and I, let's just say that we're no longer friends and no longer work together. And so I'm building a new website, and all the radionics equipment will be available there soon. And we're also going to be putting these machines on becomealivinggod.com as well. So it'll be two separate websites that we'll be selling all of these different machines on. And dude, it's gotten to the point where like every magician I know has one of these boxes, if not four or five of them. It's like it's really, like 5 years ago, like people were like, "What's radionics?" And like now it's like, yeah, everybody's got one in their house. It's like you got your TV, your coffee pot, and your radionics machine. And yeah, you can't have too many. Like I've got a room upstairs, an empty bedroom, and it's just like the wall is just full of radionics machines, all doing different operations. And I'll switch one on and forget about it, to like manifest something, and like it'll manifest, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that machine's still upstairs running. It's really like you're sitting there in front of it's like you're sitting there at the altar 24/7 focusing on whatever the outcome is. Only the machine does it for you. Like you put all your intent into setting the machine up, and I'll even put 2 fingers on each side of the box and speak my intention, after I tune the dials and switch it on, just leave it going. And, about the time you forget about it is about the time the operation manifests. So it turns your average Joe Schmo person that doesn't know shit about magic into an effective magician that can perform action at a distance without studying magic for 20 years to do it the old fashioned way. So I love the shit, man.
Yeah, it's opening up so many new opportunities and avenues for the human evolution. Like the idea that, like, for once this drop comes out, one of the intents, it'd be great for like a group ritual of everyone that has a machine, is for everyone to put their intent in that box, a couple hundred people all one night on their box for that same intent, whatever it may be, but like adding, awakening the consciousness within more people to be aware of this technology. Like the whole world needs to be aware of this, because that's something that actually I was talking to one of my buddies. I was saying, man, 20 years, it kind of has to make you enter your house and, like when you wake up in the morning, you get your coffee, you set your radionics box next to your coffee, and then like you go on with your day. And I really feel like it can open up like different ways to find the technology for like a little robot to eat trash and make water, and just different things like that, because it makes it so you can meet random people, make random events happen. So the reason why they're so potent, even without being plugged on, now that I think about it, is those crystals have trillions of years of existence that they've been around. They've seen it. It's captured within. So it's kind of like, okay, it's been around. It's seen civilization. It knows how the universe itself, like that energy, how it works. So yeah, it's just mind-boggling to place all your intent in that. And like for me, even if it's a baneful operation or whatever it is, I feel like after a couple weeks, I don't even give a shit anymore. Like I really don't give a shit. It drains it all away, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, something else you touched on is like doing group rituals. Like, if let's say you got 6 people and you're doing a group ritual together, and you all live in different parts of the world, because that's typically how it is. Very rarely do you have 6 black magicians in one place at the same time. Like that's just damn near impossible. Because I mean, we're like less than 1% of the population. Like maybe 1 in a million people actually studies and practices ritual magic. And maybe 1 in a million of those actually has a radionics machine. So, but no, let's say we're all going to do like a rite with Belial or an entity like that. Well, what you can do is you can actually sync everybody up to the same frequency and same vibration. Like everybody could put a sigil of Belial onto the input plate and then a picture of themselves on the output plate. And say one guy tunes the machine, and then I call you up and be like, hey, I've got it set on these frequencies right here. So everybody tunes their box exactly the same with the same sigil and their picture. Then everybody's operating on the same wavelength. After you let that run for a couple of hours, not only are we all pulling you, and you can flip it and reverse it too. You could put Belial's sigil on the output plate, like say you're doing a sacrificial rite in exchange for something. Each person puts their picture on the input, and you're all feeding each other's energy into that same sigil for that same spirit. And then you're all doing the same exact ritual at the same time. Like, I mean, that's just one way. I mean, it's literally like you're all in the same place at the same time, in a freaking circle doing the operation. It's just a way to like really enhance and intensify things. And it's a way to get everybody operating on the same level, the same frequency, all focused on one desired outcome. I mean, if you were to do something like that, man, like it would, these machines can take things to another level. They really can.
No, they really can. Actually, it's awesome you say all that, because right now this is my second free ritual, group ritual, and I just posted on the forum. And all it is, for the first one, I did have another layer up where I was going to add extra sacrificial to it, but I didn't post that on the forum or anything. But just everyone to have their intent for like this Saturday, from now to this Saturday, have a sigil of King Paimon and have your intent that you desire and carry that with you all week. And then on Saturday, bring something as an offering and burn it or do whatever you want with it at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone, and like that's just the intent. And I have a box on that's of King Paimon's sigil pulsating out. So it's just like an open gateway for the whole entire world, that anyone that gets a part of that. So it kind of brings it together. But if everyone had a freaking box, dude, that like it would intensify it to a whole new level, And plus, if everyone had the same intent, then you're double downing on that whole intent, But dude, that's I'm definitely excited for the unraveling of more things to come, with EA, everything together, the compendium. It'll be awesome. I did want to touch on one more spell or ritual for hire that I'll have, and it's going to be the Royalty of Kings. And this is a rite to King Beleth. And this rite is going to provide you with learning the ways of kingmanship. And you're going to see different things going on within your life that you could approach it differently, especially if you're trying to make a difference or make a movement out of the situation. And then you're going to start seeing that awaken inside of the people who you, quote, love, whether that's emotionally or like physically or whatever it may be, like it's a parent or a family member or the loved one. And you're going to see yourself with a more royal um, stature, so that you can see whether or not these people are worth being around or not, or if it's bullshit, or what you need to do to advance yourself, up higher, because you have a higher self-esteem. And a part of this that makes it really badass is the servitor that you'll get with this ritual. But part of the offering is that you will have someone at your side that's going to be able to help you and guide you throughout this process, because sometimes it's a little bit difficult to navigate everything without a little helper. So you get a servitor with it. And I'm not too sure when it comes to the intent necessarily. If you want a specific thing for a certain type of familiar, you're more than welcome to take that to King Beleth, but that's all his decision. So it's been really awesome for myself in my life. Like it was like the initiation with Belial all over again in different facets. It was like I'm at the point now in life that I can see the things that are worth my time, the people, the investments, because your life as you get older, you realize time is sacred, and you cannot waste your time with doing bullshit or around bullshit. And you have to literally stand up and sit on your throne of your ship. Otherwise, you're going to be just sailing wherever the wind takes you, and you're just going to be hoping that you're meeting the right people. It's like this will help you get that inner map, that compass, straight forward to where you need to go. So that is also available, and I'm excited for that one for people.
No, that sounds awesome, dude. I'll definitely be signing up for that. And something the black web oil that you sent me. I've been using that in most of my rituals here recently. It depends on what I'm doing. Like I'll have different intentions for it, but I was doing a baneful ritual the other night, and where I use lots of different implements, like Goofer Dust and Doom Oil. I'm just I'm gonna get the Black Web Oil, just with the intent to bind all of these energies and properties of these baneful implements to my target,
Yeah.
And I'm seeing good results from using that in workings too. And it seems to be like a good thing to feed entities, to put some of that on a sigil with my blood mixed in, I don't know. I can tell the difference by using. I mean, it's hard to measure something like that. It's like we have a little barometer that we can measure.
Yeah. Well, what level was it, dude? What level was it?
Yeah, but no, I mean, if it's yielding results, then I'll stamp my name next to it, man. So I'll look forward to getting a hold of the next product you create, dude. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, well, royalty water is going to be coming, but not yet. It has to be used with Radionics, and I even tell how the other thing. I'm not gonna say all the ingredients, but the charge that black web oil, that was in the Genesis box out on land where I have orgonite under the land area, and then I go about, it's 20 feet this way. I put orgonite under the ground and then 20 feet the other way. So it's a whole circle of orgonite, this amplified place, and I place my jar where I make it and put all my implements in there, and then put my blood in the sigil, and I amplify that for about 3 months to be able to make one batch. So when people right now, if anyone wants some, I got about 40 bottles left till I make any more. So definitely hit me up for that too, because it's potent.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, where can they hit you up to sell that?
So you can email me at blacklightalchemy@gmail.com, or go to blacklightalchemy.com, and you can go on my contact form and just hit me up. And any of these rights, you can hit me up for that right now, and we'll schedule it out and make things happen.
Oh yeah, man, sounds good. Well, brother, I appreciate you coming on and chatting with me about this, and
Thank you.
I appreciate you using me as a guinea pig for these rights, man. No, they really did benefit. Come on here and say that they did if they didn't. And I could tell, the black web, the original spell that you did for me, that had such a dramatic impact on me. I was just holy shit, man. I don't even know what he did, but I got to talk to him and find out what's up with this. But they were both awesome, and I'm still feeling the effects from it. I have nothing but good things to say about it. No negative side effects, nothing. It was awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you. You know, I appreciate you allowing me to do that, because there's so many people who I don't even think I could take, you know, for what they say
Yeah.
authentic, you know, like really people who are able to feel and see things. I appreciate you letting me do that. And yeah, man, I look forward to doing another one for you, you know. I mean,
Oh yeah,
keep it
bro. Thank
going.
you. Well, thank you everyone for watching. This video is going to drop on L's channel, and probably I'm going to start using my J.S. Garrett YouTube channel again. Lawless Metaphysics is no more. But yeah, we'll have to put your links, your email in the description so people can find your products and whatnot. And thank you everyone for watching, and take care. We'll see you soon.
See you later.